Hello. Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we are live. Just to give you a heads up. Thank you everybody for coming in here. We are getting started shortly.
Yeah, we already got 20 holding. Oh man, I
You
ran in the door.
your mic is live. Just to give you a heads up.
Yep. I can't wait. Can't wait.
I know you was about to bust a flow though. I saw that. You was that beat go hard in the paint. That joint, it cracked.
You stopped me though.
Thank God we're not getting copyrighted for it. Hey,
What's going on?
what is going on out there in these arcane streets?
Why?
Listen, I wish MC, I wish you would have busted a beat to that or whatever.
I was ready to, and then he stopped me. I was like, "Oh, we about to go." That's right.
When it came in, I was about to yell, "Mustard!"
I was about to go in, squabble up. No, I'm kidding. I was going in though.
What is going down, HT Teddy? What is going down, Joe? Man, this is going to be, a little chop up session. I know normally in these streets we'd be having like crazy folks, but this was a little bit of a last minute arcane kind of thing. We dropped a little thing on the video for the season finale.
Hey,
like, hey, let's have a little conversation about it.
All I know is the ones that are here.
Mm-hmm. The chosen ones.
Oh, exemplary. Yes, that's what I was about to say. The chosen ones are here.
The specials.
The chosen ones. Johnny Randolph, Rekkai with the fresh cut.
No, it's the same cut. I cut my hair a couple of days ago, but I just, I keep my hair down. So.
Oh, look, he had to shake it out.
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth.
It looked like you're doing the Jinx fresh shave side cut.
Oh, is that
no? That's how it's always been. It's just, when I eat, I try to pull it up because my hair be getting my food.
So today's gonna be an easy peasy simple one. We're probably gonna stay on for like an hour and a half, somewhere around in there. It all depends on how engaged everybody is, but we can give you at least a good 90 minutes regardless, even if it's just us chopping it up. We're gonna try and address all the comments that are coming across the timeline. So if you got something that you want to say, this is a bit of an AMA as well, but we're gonna try and stay in the lane of arcane.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Please and thank you.
If by some chance, it is a bit of a holiday week kind of going on and people are still sorting things out. If by chance you just have to get your question out like right now and be like, I need you to understand why Vi is doing this. That's what the super chats are for. It's not necessarily because we're trying to milk the money out of you. It's just to make sure that we acknowledge the people that absolutely want their question addressed. So, hey, let's get started.
I'm excited.
So, and let me give some shameless plugs. First of all, to the wonderful MC. You need to go to our website. You'll probably find it in the descriptions later to buy her wonderful art that she did that was inspired by the first season. And wait until you have to really check in with her. You got to lock in because she's been so motivated and so inspired by this season. There are wonderful things on the way. I just know.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Rekkai in the building. Thank you so much.
No problem. I'm great, man. Number one, I just missing my big clock chain.
Right. I'm here for all of that. I'm humble and here for all of it.
And on Syntell's channel today, he dropped episode number 9. So the reaction from Syntell, MC, and myself that dropped today. So if you have not seen it yet, you need to go back and watch that. Especially there's a lot of, people with mixed feelings about how the series ended.
Yep.
So, and we'll get into that in just a moment. And if you have been checking out my channel, yes, I am a little bit behind with my deep dives. I've dropped episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will be dropping 6 tomorrow, maybe 6 and 7 tomorrow, and then save 8 and 9 for Thanksgiving. In case you don't have anything to do, you eat a little turkey, watch a little football, Watch me talk about Arcane. So
okay, I am not mad at that.
Yo, I just saw somebody. A big shout out to the Geekish Network. Mr. Johnny Randolph is in the chats. Thank you so much. Hey, make sure you guys head over there to the Geekish Network and show some love and support. I know y'all sitting there like, yo, y'all over here talking about this, that, and the third. Can we please get on to this Arcane? Look at you, Mikel-Claire. I see you.
Okay, one last plug. Since said it, this is live tomorrow. Geekish Network, binge-worthy tomorrow night. And we will have a special guest on, the voice of Loris. Earl Balon will be joining us tomorrow night for Geekish. 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 6 o'clock p.m. No, that's not right. 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time. So join us. The Geekish Network on YouTube. All right, I'm done.
All right.
No, this is all good stuff. It's tons of fun. I definitely recommend everybody go check that out. Hey, so we're done. It's been what, 3 years in the making from the time that we got a chance to see it to the time that we were done. So we've had like a total of a 3-year wait, but I heard it took them 6 years before they made their very first season. So really like 9 years in waiting from the time of somebody actually putting a pin in the pad to where we are right now. That is a long time, a decade's worth of effort for 18 episodes. Was it worth it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can see the time, the effort that went into this project. Yeah. So it was absolutely worth it. I would wait another. I don't want to wait. I was like, I'm like a very instant gratification type of person. Yeah. However, when the quality is like this, I absolutely will wait for it.
Rekkai.
It was absolutely worth it. Here, the thing is, because I didn't know anything about this beforehand, season 1 kind of like, snuck up on me and almost knocked me out. And I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
But when they came back with season 2 and it was more of the same, like they was like, oh, you thought that was good. Hold on, hold my beer. And they gave us some incredible visuals, a story. And I know that people on the interwebs have some things to say about pacing and character development and blah, blah, blah. I still think it was remarkable. Maybe not as good as the first season. Okay. But it's still, series as a whole, chef's kiss. Like, it was incredible. Definitely. I don't even want to think about how much money they spent. Doesn't matter. They gave me top-notch television. They gave me, and already season 2's been off for, a few days now.
Yeah.
I've watched it 2 more times. Like, I need to dive into them streets. I need to. That's the crazy thing about our reaction was so in the moment. Like, we're reacting. Yes. We just watched it. We reacted to our first initial feelings and everything. And going back and watching our reaction today, I was like, okay, we did good. Yeah. But I didn't know there was so much stuff that I missed.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
They had it so packed with so many details, even stuff that called all the way back to the first episode, the first season. I was like, jeez. I was like, oh, yeah, these people did their thing.
Well, I'm glad that you're here with that, because we're going to need a resident expert, because we only did just the one run through. So in order to get like a quick, recap of like, were we right, were we wrong, we can use you as our barometer. What were you about to say?
I was just going to say, I need a second. I actually forgot my RIP Aunt Bessie shirt.
Oh,
so I was on my way to go grab it, and then so I forgot.
To say goodbye.
To Aunt Bessie. Where you could have said Aunt Bessie.
Aunt Bessie, you know what I'm talking about.
I forgot my shirt, and I feel like I needed to do that to help memorialize one of the greatest villains of all time, Syntell.
Listen,
have you recovered from that loss?
No, see, and I'm glad you said that, because I was going to segue into like, who is your favorite character? No. I was going to segue into that. I'm like, who's your favorite character off top? While everybody's still gathering, and mine is Aunt Bessie so far. My favorite character in season 2, possibly my favorite character in the show as a whole, just because I've never seen that. Like, I watched The Woman King. Don't get me wrong. I watched The Woman King, and it was an incredible movie, and I absolutely recommend it. But I've never seen that in these animated streets. That character, the voice actress that played her was phenomenal. Every time Ambessa stepped on the screen, I knew something was going to happen. She was either going to drop a hard bar. She was either going to be bathing naked with her little boy toy with her. She was either going to be smacking somebody in their mouth. Like, it was every time she crawled up, she was like Debo in these streets. She's like, yo, I'm here. And I ain't even trying to hear any of that nonsense you're talking. Hands down, my favorite character of second season and possibly for the series as a whole.
And definitely not season 3, though.
No, not season 3. Okay. Rekkai, do you have a favorite character or somebody that really sticks out for you?
I hate to, saying, because I all sound like we saying the same thing. Ambessa ain't Bessie. It's like, we got the love Killmonger. Hey, auntie.
Yeah.
And this time we get to bye, auntie.
That's right.
Ambessa was, and we were just talking about this the other day on another one of our reactions about bringing back real villains. Like bringing back real villains. Don't give me these half soft villains. And even a lot of the movies are making the villains because we want them to be anti-heroes. We want to be kind of bad guys. No. Ambessa was a real villain. I would say outside of Ambessa, as much as I like Jinx, I liked where they're going. I didn't get enough of Echo. Like Echo, I liked Echo's character. Yeah, I would say that those are the two that really stand out for me.
Okay.
Oh, for me, absolutely. Jinx is my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt, trauma-based character is I'm always drawn to that. Just because I know they're like so complex and they have so much intricacies into why they are the way they are, and I love everything about it. And follow closely by Echo. There's just something about him that I just absolutely adore. His character, his desire to protect his people by creating, that whole community that he had, and just what he's willing to risk in order to create the community that he envisioned, right? So but Jinx, hands down, let's just real talk. She's just my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
So MC, let me ask you this. Was it Jinx or Powder?
Oh, Jinx, without a doubt.
Oh, that's actually a really good question.
Yeah, no, it's Jinx. Yeah, because
especially after episode, what is it, 7 or 8? After the end, like Jinx or Powder?
Oh, it's definitely Jinx. Jinx had the whole because that's the part where she was really not really quite dealing with her trauma yet. Yeah. Or she wasn't dealing with it in healthy ways. Let's just say that. And so just seeing that and just knowing, what caused it it just really sat with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I think that's an interesting comment right there.
What's that one?
Daniel Inoa says that Ambessa was the Thanos of Arcane. I want to say yes, but no. And the only reason I say no is because Ambessa's ambition, what she was set up to do, was completely selfish. That was all about her and her family and her empire. Thanos was a remorseful character, but he did what he felt had to be done. Life on all the planets and all the universe is unsustainable. We're almost a virus. So he felt he had to do that. For whatever reasons, he felt he had to do that. And then he, went off and lived in a hut somewhere. He was remorseful about what he had to do.
Okay.
It's a little bit different. But I love me some Ambessa though.
I do too.
Let's talk about characters that on the other side of that spectrum. We talked about some of the ones that kind of stand out the most. Which are some of the ones that was a little bit more subdued, disappointing, and people you just didn't like in general?
Why?
Man, you blowing up, ain't you? My God. This joint is exploding. Mario grabbing all his coins.
Trying to answer. No, get on the stream. Don't try to call my phone and answer. Get on the stream.
You know what? I have one. Oh. I really have one, and I don't know how this. It doesn't. It's my opinion. Okay. But Jace. Okay, I'm not mad at it. Yeah, Jace didn't really do anything for me in terms of I appreciated his descent into madness. Loved that. Just seeing that, and then how he, you know, how he dealt with all of that and the pressure and the everything that was going on. But I could have taken him and leave him, to be honest with you.
Even he did have an interesting arc, you know, where he was definitely a different person at the end of the movie and the end of the series than he was at the beginning, but the payoff just wasn't enough, huh?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm good with him. What about you?
You know, here's my thing. Singed. Because I feel like we got introduced to somebody that could do some really cool and interesting things. He had a really good why with his daughter. It was his daughter, right?
Yeah,
his daughter that was frozen,
that
like Mr.
really,
Freeze, and then they kind of let it go, and they was like, yeah, there's a picture of her awake, and it's like, okay, so Singed. It felt like wasted potential. You know, he was set up to be something crazy dope, and he just kind of meandered along. Rekkai, was there anybody that kind of like didn't, you know, knock it out the box for you?
I don't say did knock it out the box. I just felt like the character was underused. And so and she was completely on point. MC brought attention to, I don't know if her name was Lest, but the little cat fox lady who was doing Sallow's Sallow's little shimmer tattoos.
Yeah, she was almost like a snow leopard or something.
She was so interesting, and they did nothing with her. They like showed her to us one other episode, and then she never came back. And I was like, and from what I understand about League of Legends anyway, we're, you know, broken up, that the series is over with and we're losing, or, you know, kind of losing these characters. But in all reality, there's like 1,200 characters or something, League of Legends. Like there's whole worlds that have their own heroes and stories and stuff. So we're just being introduced to it in this way. And they might accomplish what Star Wars has failed to accomplish. And, you know, and I would say the other one who, she wasn't underused, but she became so interesting that we should have seen more of that, or maybe saw it earlier. Mel Medarda, Ambessa's daughter. She became the damn Phoenix at the end of the show. Like, dude, like the whole thing, Ambessa's entire motivation was around Mel. And we didn't start learning until late in season 1 and season 2 that there was a secret that was around Mel. And then when she saw LeBlanc or some other witch posing as Kino, like the way that Mel ended was so tight. Why did we get more of that?
Yeah,
we didn't even know that there was something going on with her for real until episode 1 of season 2, where that armor, whatever, you know, blocked the blast and kept her and Jace safe. Like, dude, she was underused. She was a badass at the end.
Absolutely.
So I thought I wanted to address this comment right here. This one said, I expected more from Loris, the big guy enforcer. He literally died out of nowhere and did nothing. Yeah, that was a little disappointing. It's also for some personal reasons, because we actually, if you tune into the Geekish Network tomorrow, you'll actually get a chance to speak with the voice actor who played Loris. And I am interested to know, you know, is it possible that maybe some of the more intricate things may have been left on the editing room floor? I'm wondering if, like, how that process goes. Do they record the lines and then maybe in order to keep things certain tight? Because these episodes were kind of beefy. Like they're chunky. They're like 45 minutes. And I'm wondering, like, if there was something that we might have missed on more of his character.
You know what? We're talking about things that we feel like kind of got left out or swept under the rug. Okay. And I think you and I had talked about this off camera, but they did not mention, and correct me if I'm wrong, because there's so much I'm trying to process and figure out and do and blah, blah, blah. But in this final arc, did they even mention Isha?
Now, after she died, they kind of forgot about her. Like, they was like, little ones die sometimes.
I'm like, so for me, that was one thing that I was like, kind of like, are we just going like, just kind of skate over? That just happened when it was such a traumatic thing for so many of us, right? And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, we gonna keep moving, and I was like, okay, I'm moving with you, but
she ended up just being more of a plot device than a character.
Exactly, right? And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, Rekkai, I see you over there, man. I see your wheels moving. What's going on?
No, because no, you're absolutely right. And I try to think as like, okay, what did we have a bit of a time jump or like how did we handle that? And besides Jinx being in the biggest depressive funk of all time, I don't know. It was a real strange that it happened in such a way, because it's almost like after she died, yeah, we really didn't go back to anything. And that might be one of the reasons why they made her mute, because we cared about Isha. But I think if she had lines and you really kind of like dialed into Isha all the way and be like, oh my gosh, she is so cute, that would have almost been an unbearable loss to the show.
Yeah, because how do you kill?
I mean, it was still hard, like, yeah, but yeah.
But the thing is, if we can, I mean, for me, if I can get over Ambessa's death, then the Isha one, you know what I'm saying? I
don't know. I got only reason why I'm different.
Oh
Listen,
my God, okay.
You know, I gotta disagree.
I know you do.
Look, Ambessa's a soldier,
exactly,
and she went out on her shield.
Yes, and so did Isha.
That's dope. No, Isha's a child. That's a difference. It's like you can't be having child soldiers.
She sacrificed for the greater good.
For the greater good.
If Ambessa didn't go out the way she went out, I'd have been disappointed. Like,
same with Isha.
Word. I'm gonna send the kids out there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be team kids.
I love children.
Let's see.
Okay, that made me laugh.
So one of the things you were saying, Rekkai, that some people were having an issue with, and this is what Adrian said, aside from a bit of pacing issues, I do believe this is the best animated series ever made. Did either of you have any issues with the pacing in season 2? Because I personally did not. I'll just leave it at that.
I think for me, wasn't it episode 8 that we were kind of scratching our head, like, or was it 7? I think it might have been 7 and 8 or 7. I think it might have been 7.
I do remember one episode where we did say things have kind of slowed down a little bit, but it was only one episode.
I think it was 7 because we were coming off of the whole, everything that happened with Isha and Victor and Jace and all. Remember, all of that was going on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we got to 7 and we were like, it was a beautiful episode, but I was like, oh, we're slowing back down again just to speed back up again. So and 8, because remember we were talking about like penultimate, right?
Because like, 7 was where we got a peek inside Echo's. We actually went to a different world and seen what Zaun, what it could have been like, because it was a different world. And then I think more so 8 was Jace and his, where he's in a whacked out, futuristic place or whatever. So to that point, I don't know. I didn't really see the pacing issues, like you said, this season until it got late. Only because, and we said this, we were doing one of our reactions, and we said there's only like 2 or 3 episodes left. Like, we were right at that point. It was like, there is so much to tie up. And then when they played out, like, you get the backstory of Echo, that's almost a whole episode. You get the backstory of Jace, that's almost a whole episode. It's like, man, there's a lot to do in a small amount of time to do it.
Yeah.
And so I think that was, for me, that was where kind of some of the pacing issues came in. It was a little bit problematic. This could have went longer, but I think maybe we're just caught up in the moment, because from the time this season started, we knew, over 3 successive weeks, we got 3 episodes a week. We knew this was it. We knew it was 9. Like, we wasn't waiting to see if it was going to be renewed or anything. We knew this was the swan song. And I think going into it with that mindset, it's kind of hard to not, start nitpicking and like, oh, I didn't like this. No. I'm going to absorb this and enjoy all this beautifulness for what it is.
Okay. Let me ask a quick question before we change the subject again. I want to address this to those that are watching and viewing us. For those that did have issues with Arcane, list them in the comments real quick, because I'm curious, what was it that didn't make this the standout hit? Because for me, I thought it was, I still think it's one of the greatest animated series ever done, and I don't even think there's anything really even close to it. So I'm curious, like, pull out your little nitpicks and be like, hey, this is the thing that didn't move me. What is it that I missed that I should be griping at, or maybe not?
You did see this super chat comment in here, right?
Oh no, hold on, let's grab this real quick.
Kyler 114.
Hey, Kyler 114. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for your generous super chat. Favorite sequence or scene in the show? Whew, I gotta process. Anybody want to jump on that real quick?
No,
let me see.
No, I don't.
Because there's so many.
I have a lot. Okay. I can think of one right now just because it was the most recent episode that I've seen, right? Okay. That, and I remember actually like yelling out loud, being super hype. It was when they were in the middle of the battle, and Jinx and Echo showed up. And I was like, she was sitting there with the hoodie on. She was just sitting there I was fangirling so hard at that moment. And then Echo came swooping down on his board, and I was like, oh yeah, this is happening right now. This is what I came to see. We here for this.
It's funny. They had some nice little rock and roll music playing in that style, but my head was hearing like West Coast rap. Like I heard like Ice Cube or something. Like that was so gangster when she came in. Yeah.
She was sitting there like, she was like, they not like us. Wait, she was sitting there like, they not like us. And then Echo came out.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say more than likely if I keep it up, I'm sure it's gonna be an Ambessa scene. Tell you the truth, I still laugh at the scene when the very first time we met Ambessa in season 1, and she's getting off the ship and she had her little, her little friend with her. And she was sitting in the bathtub, her legs was kind of like half open with the suds. Oh yeah. And she was being bathed by dude. It was like, dang, you come out the gates like this? Like who is this?
This is everywhere. This for every day.
She just sailed in from Zamunda.
She built different people.
The royal cuckoo is clean.
Yes, like for real. Like she like somebody gonna serve this.
Whatever it is you like.
No, one of the things, one kind of the standout things is when we realized that Victor had hands. When he embodied like
because
Victor all season 1, he's all gimped up and messed up and limping and stuff, and when he finally gets his new body, he's like, I'm gonna take this thing for a test run, and he gave everybody the beats. I thought that was pretty dope.
He held that dude by the neck strong twice, and I was like, that throat hole that is nothing to mess with. You picked the wrong to mess with.
Oh man, I really appreciated Jinx's nimbleness too. Go ahead.
Okay. I think I've been sitting here thinking. I was like, because like MC said, there's so many.
Oh yeah,
so many that I could pick, but I think one that stood out to me strongest right now.
Okay.
The fight that we had been waiting for between Jinx and Vi was everything.
Yeah, that's good.
That fight in the down in the gray and down in that chamber below Zaun, and and Caitlyn and Savika going over at it over here, and just Jinx and Vi. You couldn't tell me that they were sisters at the moment because they was going at it. They was. Just that whole scene, everything about all of that was just so dope.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And if we're talking about scenes in the show, I mean, I'd have to go back to like even the scenes that there were no words, but the way that it was drawn, right? Yeah. So they were telling the story through the art.
Yeah,
so there was a few of those in this season that I can't, specifically call out at this particular moment, but there was some that were in black and white. I remember there were some that were like full just watercolor and just movement. And those scenes actually, I think like they moved me more emotionally than the ones that we're talking about right now.
Well, I think that's a great segue into how they really use other tools in storytelling outside of just characters and action sequences. I think a lot of the beauty of it is in those subtle moments when you're talking about the watercolors. The score is a character to itself.
Yeah,
easily a character to itself. Rekkai, what were you about to say?
Well, no, the same thing. I think even though those like the intros, those little montage intros that came on at the beginning of the show before they did like the credits, before the theme song. Right at the beginning of the season, they hooked us with that so well. That one where they don't show until later that you understand that scene where Ambessa is killing the hell out of her and the Noxian soldiers are killing the hell out of everybody, and then the Kim Barons show up, and you see the scene in live, but then you understand later that Ambessa is the one that was behind the whole attack on the memorial, and she set it up, and then she swooped in as the hero and killed everybody who could tell that, you know what I'm saying, it was her. I was like, that's cold-blooded right there. That and just the way that they showed that. And then the other one, the Paint the Town Blue, I think it's like episode 4, where they show like everybody is on that stuff and they're like rallying behind Jinx. I thought that was really, really a good one. But like you said, there was so many of them. But they did the watercolors with Shovander and young Jinx, young Powder and Vi. That was incredible. Like
I'm wondering like if these animators kind of like know each other, because the only other thing that I can think of that comes close to this, the level of artistry, was Beyond the Spider-Verse, especially with they changed out color palettes, they changed out art, different ways of artistically showing some of the characters, doing different cool things with frame rates. You know, I can't think, I'm sure there are other examples out there, but those are the two biggest ones. So I'm wondering, I'm like, because when the first one came out, the very first Into the Spider-Verse kind of like came out, I think Arcane and Spider-Verse came out roughly around the same time. So I was just wondering, like, because you know, like once a great idea pops up in the universe, everybody kind of picks up on it. It's one of those kind of things. So I'm wondering, they were like, yo, we doing this thing with the Spider-Verse, and the folks at Arcane was like, yo, wait till you see us flex. I think both of those projects into themselves have just like raised the waterline as to what is to be expected when it comes to top tier, S tier type animated storytelling.
So let me ask this real quick. So, you know, we had talked before when we were doing the reaction to Rings of Power, and said that it might have been better if you did not know the budget.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then halfway through this season, that issue came up again. It's like how much money they spent. But I was looking at this comment earlier from Daniel again. He's a wealth of information. So Arcane at $250 million is cheap, considering that the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse costs $150 million. Do you see that in the same way? Because we had a little bit of an issue that this was $250 million, but that's for 18 episodes. And I mean, really, if you throw it together, we got almost 9-10 hours, you know, of TV instead of $150 million for 2 hours of movie. Like,
for the amount of quality that we got, and you're talking about dollars per minute animated, yes. Yeah, I can certainly see the argument for that. But $250 million is $250 million. I don't care how you try to finesse it. That's a lot of money, and especially to spend for an animated series. So that's still impressive. And when you throw that number out there, that number is going to come with certain expectations. And Arcane just met it. Period. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, for only $100 million more, they got 5 times as much, you know, life out of it than Across the Spider-Verse. Because I mean, honestly, when any of those Spider-Verse movies came out, you could tell me what it cost, and I didn't care. I was like, okay. I saw it on the screen. It was fantastic. And it's just, I think, and I kind of agree with Daniel, it feels different when it's for TV. And I think that's what it is. Like I heard, it might have been, and it wasn't Tom Cruise. It was somebody, maybe Denzel, who said one time something about, you know, that he prefers to do movies over TV. And somebody's like, well, why? He said, because, you know, when you're a TV star, people get used to seeing you. You're a member of their family. They get used to seeing you every night. You come into their home and you're with them, you know, an hour, you know, 5 nights a week. He said, but when you're on the movie screen, he said, I'm 50 feet tall and they only get to see me every now and again. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm bigger than life.
Right.
And it's kind of the same thing. Like when we go to the movie theater and someone forces you to turn off all the lights, when you got to get up and go to the bathroom, you can't pause it and come back to it. You can't get sleepy in the middle of it and be like, I just catch the rest of it tomorrow. No, it's an experience. And I think we kind of do that, because it is an experience. So when it comes to TV, it's already kind of on a lower tier than movies. I think $250 million for 18 episodes is a wonderful investment. And you know how I feel about spending the same amount of money on some of them Star Wars and Marvel shows. Boy, listen. So
that's a tough sell. Because how are you going to pitch that? I mean, I don't want to get too deep into the financing of all of this. I think what matters is that it met the challenge. I think that's the most important. But now, because it met the challenge, now it's got the burden to kind of recreate this, what could be potentially lightning in a bottle, and to do that over multiple series with the price tag that big. That's going to be challenging. But I'm going to watch it, regardless.
Oh yeah, there was something interesting. If you go down just a little bit in the right there,
read it.
It's either Evan or Evan. I think all Arcane is divided like two faces of a coin. When Jace gets bad, Victor gets better. When Vi is dead, Powder is happy. It's like the anomaly creates an imbalance. Did you see that too?
Yeah. I can certainly see that, and I think balance does play a big part. It feels like it plays a part in the Arcane itself. In the relationships, in the power struggle, top and bottom. You're talking about two different types of the city. There is a lot of duality that's involved with it, but that's what we want. That's the dance.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Rekkai, how'd you feel about that?
Absolutely. I mean, they tell us that at the beginning of the show, that the show starts off where they put the record on the player and it shows the two faces on the player, and almost the entire season it was Vi and Jinx until we got to episode 7 and it was Echo and Powder, and that was phenomenal. I mean, but it's also one of those things that if you're just sitting back watching this for enjoyment, you miss a lot of the symbology and a lot of the meaning behind. And that's kind of why I love doing my deep dives and stuff, because most of the TV that we watch anyway, movies and TV series that we watch, has a lot of that stuff in it. This was a smorgasbord. It's almost hard to, do my little deep dives. It takes me a while because I got to go back watch the episode 17 times to figure out if I'm even on point. This is so much.
I don't feel bad missing some stuff after seeing it once if it takes you 17, because I know I missed a whole
it's just
lot.
that good. I was like,
I know that too, but I'm like, I know I missed some stuff.
Well, we're talking about duality, and I had a quick question off the top of my head, and that is, there's something. The name of the show is Arcane, and that deals with magic, but then there was a mechanical type of magic that was involved called hex tech. So I was just wondering if there's anything regarding the magic and the mechanized magic that we've seen with. Well, actually, they're actually kind of almost like one and the same. I was just wondering, how did you feel about the magic in the world? Was it done enough? Is it kind of like maybe they should have named it something else, or what?
I think it's interesting because when you say Arcane and we're talking about magic, like I don't always necessarily see it as like a physical thing, like a physical magic.
Okay, say more.
There's so much magic in this show in different ways, be it from the storyline, be it from the characters, be it from the art.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so I mean, so for me, like it doesn't necessarily have to be extremely literal.
Okay.
But saying all of that, I digress. Like I feel like there was enough of it in there.
Okay.
I feel like they kind of amped it up near the end there because they were like, okay, now we have this whole thing that's going to create a multiverse, and we're going to do this, and we're going to have this. We're going to have Black Rose witches, and we're going to have this and this. So I feel like they really, really kind of amped it up to the reason of why it's called that near the end there. But I feel like for me, there was enough. I know you had mentioned. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm going to be real quick, and I'll pass the mic. For a show called Arcane, I was a little underwhelmed with the Arcane. We got a chance to see male kind of beast out a little bit towards the end. We got to see like the Black Roses a little bit. We didn't really see them kind of like flex. Like, so that part was a little disappointing for it to be named this, and then we only got that much. But maybe it's just supposed to be more of like an introduction into the world of Arcane via the League of Legends. How'd you feel about the Magic and or Arcane, Rekkai?
I feel very similar to how MC put it. This show was absolutely magical. However, I think you said something earlier that there was a different kind of magic, the hex tech, right? I think also we're also forgetting the other kind of magic, which because that was more science and mechanical based. We forget about the other kind of magic that was chemical based, which was shimmer.
Shimmer. Yes, that's true.
Shimmer was changed. The Kim Barons, what the Shimmer eventually did to Vander, like Shimmer, what it did to brought out that Jekyll and Hyde duality of Powder, and really turned her into Jinx. On top of probably a little schizophrenia itself or whatever, but yeah, I mean that girl got some deep-seated trauma, like a therapist be like, cancel all my appointments. But I think when you say Arcane and you think magic, you think on some old Harry Potter type stuff, like some more magic. Stuff, so until the Black Rose was introduced, we weren't really getting that. But I think that it's about the power of the three, that there's different types of magic, and a lot of them are easily. It made me think, and I know I'm long-winded, I'm sorry. No. It made me think there's a scene in, I won't say the third Matrix movie, where the little counselor dude goes down. I think they know the machines are coming for Zion, and the little counselor dude goes down and talks to, it might be the second movie. He goes down and talks to Neo in Zion. And he said, this whole war, man versus machine, we don't trust the machines. But in order for this place to function, there's a machine over there that's running the air conditioner. There's a machine over there that's doing this. There's a machine over here. He said, I don't understand how any of them work, but I understand that we need them to live, or to and I kind of think that Piltover kind of felt that same kind of thing. They were kind of like Zion in the Matrix, where they started almost to abuse the hex tech and the different kind of the science magic, because back in the day, scientists, all the great scientists that we revere and love today, they were called witches back in the day, because science, they say that magic is just science that we don't understand. I don't know if that's true, but at some point, when people said, no, the world is round, and everybody's like, you're a fool, the world is flat, whatever, the science tells you that the world is this. They're like, yeah, you're a witch. So I think a lot of things are like that. The Arcane seems to be based on like energy and what is innate within your DNA. I don't know, but I think even though we were talking about, we want that Harry Potter type of magic, the magic that we see in Agatha all along. Hell, that didn't even have a whole lot of, traditional magic in it until the end of that show. I think there's more things that are considered magic, but if you discount those, then, I don't know. Make a show about dragons and don't show me dragons to the last few damn episodes. Like, I think that's kind of how we thought about this. We kind of discount the other parts of stories, but I'm not.
Should have called this House of the Wind. So let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all one more question. And that is regarding the politics, because politics plays a big part in this. We've got two. You got an uptown and downtown. We got Piltover and Zaun, and we talked about the duality. How did you feel regarding living high on the hog over in Piltover, and then the dregs down as always are properly represented? Did Zaun feel like Gotham, and did Piltover feel more like Beverly Hills? The power struggle between who's going to with the councilmen and all of that, like how did that play for you? Was it good storytelling?
Go ahead, Rekkai.
I think it's very representative of regular life. I mean, I don't care what town, what city, what metropolitan area you go into. There's the rich part of town and the poor part of town. That always exists. There's, whether it's a physical line or a line that everyone understands. This is the disenfranchised, the impoverished end of town. This is the town with all the people that are well-to-do. That's not a secret. They just put two cities connected by a bridge, and one kind of runs underneath the other city. That's not any, if you think of Dallas is actually called Dallas Fort Worth. Nobody talks about the Fort Worth. And I'm not saying that that's the poor part of town, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of these cities where they have two cities put together, Minneapolis is, the Twin Cities. Can't nobody tell you what Minneapolis' twin is? Minneapolis.
That's really true. that is a very good point. Yeah. What is the
Twin Cities? Who's a twin?
It's Minneapolis and Paisley Park.
Minneapolis.
Those are the only twin cities we recognize.
That's it. So when you have cities like that are close together, they develop very different identities. So I felt like it was easy for us to connect to the story, depending, from whatever your lot in life is. It was easy for me to connect with the people of Zaun. But as I was a child in my father's house, or as I've gotten at one point in my life when I was older, pre-divorce, hell, I understood the people of Piltover. Now I'm back in Zaun, so I need a revolution. I need jigs to come to
it. Okay, wait. As a native resident of Piltover over here, I must say, no, I'm kidding. No, kidding, but not kidding. No, for me, I think, you know how we had talked about.
I'm just serious.
just kidding. But you know how we were talking about the imbalance and the two sides of the coin and all of those, right? I feel like that played a part in the story as well by having Piltover and Zaun and seeing the differences and the contrast between the two. So I think for me, it was another, I know that you like to say like a lot of inanimate things sometimes are actual characters as well.
Yes.
So I think for me, the two cities were also characters in the story.
Okay.
So it added to that imbalance and to that two-sidedness of the coin. And I thought it was beautiful because, I mean, you saw that there was heartache, death, despair on both sides. There was family issues and relationship problems on both sides. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I loved seeing that because it's like, it was more about humanity, which is what I think a lot of the show is about. And so it was more about the humanity of things versus just like the actual financial aspects of where they lived.
Well, it definitely, for me, I thought it was everything. We spent way more time with councilmen than we did seeing magic. We spent way more time with the police than we did seeing wizards and the Blackthorns and all this other stuff. So I was wondering if I asked the question, I was wondering if it stuck the landing. I'm curious for you in the chat as well. Did the politics stick the landing, even if the magic may not have met, my expectation? I know I've been grabbing this mic and just running off. Anything off the top of your heads that you wanted to discuss regarding this?
Well, I just want to throw this out here real quick because I see the comment. So Fidel Clasher said that I guess someone, I'm thinking that maybe it's another YouTuber, says that Necred is a very good explainer. If you're lazy to read the story champions, that he talks about almost all the lore of League of Legends, including the Arcane and the Next Region series, which I read today. I don't know when they announced it, yesterday. Could be Demacia, Noxus, and Ionia. From what I understand, it appears because of Arcane, that spinoff that we're talking about is going to be Noxus. So, we know Mel is sailing back to Noxus. But if you remember, the Ambessa was at war, really. Remember, they took most of her holdings. She's not as rich. She's not holding it down like she was. She still got her army. She still got her people, her empire, but she's not boss, lady like she was before she came. And that's really kind of one of the reasons why she was coming, to get the hex tech to, you know what I'm saying, to enforce her position in this war she's in with the Black Rose. And then there's another leader in Noxus. There's a leader, and they said that what was it, at the one of those end episodes, the crow flew in. And if you notice some of those episodes in second season, there was a lot of crows like everywhere. And the leader of Noxus, I think I'm saying this right, is a dude named Swain. And he is, he's Thanos on steroids. And he's represented by those crows. And that three-eyed crow was, just to let you know, Swain has been watching everything that's been going on in Piltover this entire time. So whatever Mel is sailing back home to get into could be a whole nother issue. And I think they said they've already been working on that series, whatever it's going to be called, for a year already.
Okay.
So if it took 3 years from season 1 to season 2, maybe we get this new League of Legends series in maybe 2 years, maybe.
Dang,
So,
that's a long time to wait.
I
got a question. It's a very serious question, though. What in the HE double hockey sticks happened to
Heimerdinger?
Yes. How did you know?
Yes, because I've been wanting to know too.
I want to know what happened to him.
Where?
Literally, he put the he was like, Echo, let me help you out. And then the next thing you know,
our Super Saiyan Mogwai,
he just disappeared. My wee little is gone. My wee little snuggle buddy. And I'm like, what is happening? Where did he go?
And you know the Hollywood rule, if you don't see the body, they ain't dead. So he just disappeared.
He's in another time. He's somewhere in the multiverse on that banjo, like Scanlan from Vox Machina. Probably his chest hair is out. That's what he's doing. And I'm like, where did he go?
Heimerdinger, like Singed, is another character that I feel like had all this crazy potential, but they gave him a banjo with this in season 2 and pat him on the butt and said thanks for stopping by.
And had him tinker and tanker with some stuff.
Nothing else. Like this dude, like he was telling stories in season 1 about I was there when the city fell and come over here and I know how to handle these arcane balls and all. And then he was like, ding, ding,
he was like swinger dinger, janger logger, and I was like, what is happening?
I did want some more.
I miss my little friend.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
maybe some of y'all can explain to me in the chat whatever happened. Avant said Heim is a Yordle, and Yordles are spirits with physical forms. Whenever they die, they eventually reform in their own realms. Oh, so they're kind of like they're Gallifreyan. They're kind of like Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Okay, well that's good to know. Now I feel a little better.
I feel like they should have said something about that.
Well,
yeah. They want you to go do the research or get more into the League of Legends lore. They want you to seek out the answers because that, it brings more eyes to their product. I mean, before season 1 came out, and really, League of Legends has been struggling. There's so many things out here competing for your eyeballs, competing for your time.
True.
League of Legends has been struggling for a while, and now they're in a whole new realm. They really control their own destiny now. Because of the series. Heimerdinger said something to the fact of, his extremely long life, which mentioned, not immortal. I don't know if he's immortal, but his species is called a Yordle. And when he disappeared, I think they kind of left it ambiguous like that for us because we had saw other people messing with the hex tech that weren't Jace and Victor that basically disintegrated. Sky disintegrated, getting too close to hex tech. Ambessa's little scientists, they all were getting disintegrated, messed with the hex tech. So when he, connected the couplings to the experiment with him and Echo, it's easy to make the assumption that, same thing happened to him. But they said that he more than likely, kind of the same thing as when they touched the hex vault, the wild rune, that he disappeared and ended up in another time and another place. Maybe he died and went back to his own spot. But I'm pretty sure that he's not dead.
Well, I think for me, I knew or assumed that he wasn't dead just because he's lived so long.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, he's gotten out of this or something, he's been in these situations before. So I know that like he's, the likelihood of that happening, like just because of this, I felt like wasn't very likely. What about you? What did you?
Well, yeah, I just went with Hollywood tropes since I didn't know the lore. The Hollywood tropes, most times are accurate. If you don't see the body, they're not really dead. Plus, there's the Hollywood cute factor. He's the baby Yoda of this world. You can't really just like ice that out without it being fully fleshed out.
Well, you can a little bit because remember when it makes me laugh when Echo was doing the time thing and he had
splattered his fur on his face.
His little fur landed on Echo's cheek. It's definitely possible.
They did show his eye kind of bulge out a little bit.
I figured if he was gonna die, they would have had it in that moment, not just on him plugging some stuff together. Well, this is an old Heimerdinger. This is not,
but he's still the baby Yoda of this. Between him and Isha, they had to have their baby Yodas in there.
That's true. He's the wee little.
I can't believe they clubbed the baby seal in the head with Isha. That's horrible.
That's awesome. My gosh, I thought we had moved on. We're on Heimerdinger.
Listen, here's my other question too, and we saw Jinx go boom, but we didn't see the body. And then we saw a bunch of people, especially in the chat, was like, Jinx isn't dead. Jinx isn't dead.
I read some. I couldn't tell if I was getting spoiled or if I was just.
Yeah, I can't tell either. But we'll have a quick conversation. Victor said Jinx is probably going to appear in the next series. For those in the chat, why? And for you and Rekkai, why do you think that she is or is not dead?
All right, well, I'll jump in here first. So. I was, we were all there together. I thought she was dead. And I was like, okay, then in Game of Thrones, this thing, she's dead. But I watched it, after watching a couple more times, I started wondering some stuff. And then I started watching like from the first episode. And I started knowing some stuff. But I had a conversation with my 16-year-old. And I was like, what did you think about the last 3 episodes? And he's like, oh, yeah, well, this that happened and stuff. And I was like, wait, how do you know that? And he was like, oh, well, Dad, this happened. And I was like, and then I was able to start tying some things together. And I was like, oh, it makes sense. Like I saw it, but I didn't see it. I didn't understand what I was seeing. So it didn't really register. And I was like, oh, I got it. Jinx is dead. Metaphorically.
Okay.
That whole episode that we saw with Echo and Powder, and she kept trying to take herself out,
right?
But she wanted to cancel the cycle, that cycle of death, all the stuff that she was going into. So, I think everybody in here has probably seen. I feel like I'm doing spoilers, but since
at this point.
This
is happening. Yeah.
So at the end of the show, Vi is in a funk. She's sitting in Caitlyn's, living room looking at the thing. She's in a funk because she just now connected back to her sister. They lost Vander. She connected to her sister, and she's lost her again. So when Warwick, when he grabbed Jinx around the waist and they're falling down the thing, of course, Hollywood trope. You don't see the body, it's not dead.
Right.
But remember, she took out the little bomb that had the hex tech thing in it. And we hear it go off. But remember, Jinx has Jinx has that super speed.
Yeah.
So Caitlyn, as she's looking at the blueprints at the end of the show, and then she sees all those vents and areas down there, and she starts giggling to herself. That's because she knows that Jinx made it. She just feels it.
Okay.
Not only that, when you see I thought at first, when we first watched it, that that blimp, that white blimp that took across the sky at the end of the show,
yeah,
I thought that was like maybe Echo leaving.
Right.
But in episode 1 of season 1, Powder said one day, she pointed to one, looked just like that, and said, one day I'm going to ride one of those and get out of here.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
And that's why my son put me up on that. And when I went back and watched it, I was like, because just for them to show at the very end of the show, for them to show the white blimp going across the sky, I was like, was it Echo leave town? Like, what? And that's why when he said that, and I went back and watched, I was like, oh, that's why I started watching it a few more times, because it's like, okay, there's a whole lot of stuff. They went all the way back to season 1, episode 1. I'd have never caught that shit.
Yo, Manuel said Jinx is pot. Straight to death. Yeah, she jumped off the ledge and was like, "For my homies and my enemies."
Machiavelli after this one. Machiavelli.
Hail Mary!
Come with me.
Come with me.
And Echo in the background. Like,
come with me.
Echo in the background. Hail Mary.
Yo, that's great. Let me see. Kobe, this is a bit of a spoiler, just in case you haven't seen it. There will be spoilers. Also, Jinx will be in the Demacia. Is that how you say that? Demacia. In the Demacia show, because in the canon, her and Lux are best friends. Another quick question to you all in the chat: how many of you all play the game? I don't know a single soul that plays the game, but keep in mind, I'm an elder statesman,
long in the tooth,
long in the tooth. So I'm asking some of our younger audience, how many of you play the game, and is it worth it to even get into it, and is it accurate to what you saw in the show? I'll let that build.
Play the game, but today, I was like, I wonder if I pick up the game and start playing it, will I learn more? What is it even a fun game to play? Like, I don't.
Come on.
It's like a real-time strategy game or something. I think maybe.
Look for 11. Well, 10 years, but then after that, and after that's for 11.
10-year vet in the game. Let me ask you, Kobe.
Hold on. Look at this one. Oh wait, I missed it.
Playing since 2015. How
14-year vet.
Since you have the story already in your head with the game, did what you see with Arcane, did it match? Were you disappointed, or did it meet your expectations? 11 years, goodness gracious. Yeah, that's. I know it's a big tournament. I know it's a big tournament game too.
14 years in.
Which one?
That went up.
Which one?
Yeah.
Story is way different from the game. Now that makes me excited. Actually, I'm actually very happy to hear that, because now we can all kind of watch it together as if it's the for the very first time. This is nothing worse than somebody just like, well, in book 5 of season, in paragraph 3, they said this, that, and the third. You'd be like, well, damn, man, I can't even really enjoy this because
welcome to Bridgerton.
Yeah. So
welcome to the
don't get me wrong. I know those that are like die hard with the game are probably feel some kind of way about it not going. But
Marvel.
For me, that makes me happy.
Star Wars.
Yeah, you're like in episode 3 of this, that. You'd be like, come on, man. I'm just trying to have
the
fun.
part is on the wrong side of her head.
Heimerdinger really was a little blue fella.
Yo.
Jinx's braids are going in a counterclockwise motion. Like, what the hell?
Yo, but you know what? When you're talking about some toxic, questionable fan bases, and there are many of them. I'm not gonna point anybody out. From what I've seen so far, it doesn't seem like this League of Legends fan base is doing a lot of gatekeeping. They're kind of like, agree. Hey, we think this is cool, so you should watch it too. And I appreciate that.
I agree.
Kobe Kyle said, I absolutely adored the show. It was a true love letter to the fans with all the Easter eggs, while also creating a new canon for the rest of League. The developer said that Arcane is the new canon. Really? So that's the show is rewriting something that had been already established over a decade ago. That's ballsy.
I think so too. But look what happened though. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. I mean, it's working.
Yeah.
But can you imagine had that not worked, how upset people would have been?
Well, if you had $250 million, you better make it work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get $250 million. That's what I'm saying. That ain't no price tag.
Nah, you make it work, homie. You make
and
it
not
work.
only that, you know, how many Emmys or whatever, how many awards did the first season get?
That's a good question. It did win.
To say that over the 20 years or however long League of Legends been around, so okay, we've had 100 million people play this game. Yeah. But in this 3 years time between season 1 and season 2, we've now put in a new 300 million people that are in love with this property. They win. They win.
Yeah.
Because now we have created all these new fans, and if we can keep creating, now we can do like Star Wars. We have merch. We have just on Instagram and TikTok alone, I have seen so many people. The two most popular things for people to cosplay and become these characters
I'm sure
are this and Don.
Yeah, I can see that.
Don and Arcane are ruling the roost right now as far as people dressing up and where people's minds are about these properties.
So just real quick, somebody in the chat, I can't dig and find it real quick. Somebody says something. It was a first for IMDb that an entire season of a series had all scores above 9. I just went and double checked it. And season 2 of Arcane has all scores above
first
9.
Time,
I've never seen that 9
of
above
any show in history.
That is insane.
There was something that go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say because it's it scrolled for me. There was something that horror. Yeah, right there. Horror Geek 9 was saying, no, it's really, that one. It's really Victor and Sin's story that changed a lot of things from the game. So it's game lore, and then it says old Victor fans are very mad right now. So I'm curious to see like what was different.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. I said I feel like well, maybe not just Victor, but I felt that way more about Singe than anything else.
Yeah,
but they didn't like Victor. Victor was awesome.
No, it's not that they didn't like him. They were saying based on the game lore, the stories are very different.
Okay.
So however he was portrayed in the game is probably very different than the show.
I don't think I want to know how he's portrayed in the game. I like Victor. No, I don't think I want to know.
Victor and Singe, though.
Victor, Singe, and they said Warwick's story, Vander. That's
I liked Victor
as well.
Okay. All right.
Because Warwick, he became a beast because he got cursed for betraying Soraya or some other character, character in the game. I think it was Soraya, but he got cursed into that because he betrayed him. So it wasn't, one of Singe's experiment. So
okay.
You all right?
Oh,
the old league is so all over the place. They want to mainstream it, which makes sense. But I mean, when they did that to Star Wars, people were pissed. They
need to do it to Star Wars more. No, the baby and that damn bath water out. Hey, thank you so much, Sagittarius, for showing love to the channel. Also, DD Creates Arcade is so well made and written. I am totally fanboying over it. I've said it before. I challenge people. I want to challenge you as well. Name me an animated series that's better than Arcane. Because I've been saying I think it's the best animated series of all time, and people.
And there's only one to me that.
And I want somebody to tell me that's what's better.
There's only one that comes close. Only one that comes close, and I don't think it beats it. And it was around the top of my list before this, which is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. It's very close. It's very, very close. Yeah, Avatar is incredible. What'd you say? Which one?
Oh no, I was gonna say my answer.
Oh, go for it.
Of course it's Doc McStuffins. I'm kidding. Almost flipped this table.
Like I was gonna say Bluey.
I was about to flip this and scream mustard.
No, I'm kidding. I don't have any. Avatar I enjoyed for different reasons because we watched it as a family and because it really was a good show. However,
that would have been so funny. He just flipped the table.
So yeah, but no, this is my favorite. This is my favorite of all time. Yeah, Joseph Nas said there is none. I agree. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I agree.
That's the thing when people look at you funny and be like, "Well, tell me something better."
Yeah.
Horror Geek says something.
Comment, hold on.
Oh, go for it. Well,
I think this comment is interesting because I actually want to know. Yeah. Where can a newbie? I'm a newbie. Where can I start reading the lore? Like I'm not sure yet if I want to pick up and play the game. I barely turn on my PlayStation 5 now. Like my PlayStation 5 is on when my kids are in my room playing. Like it's always something.
Well, this is not like that ringtone like it is in Sherlock.
No, that was an alarm.
That's what I'm saying. So at least you ain't got the embarrassing ringtone. All right, go ahead, but finish your thought.
Yeah. but I'm a newbie. I'm not sure if I want to pick up and start playing a game. It seems alluring right now, but I got so much other stuff going. I can't afford to get sucked into this game and forget all the other stuff I need to do. But when I have time, when I do have some downtime, I would love to read. So if anybody in the chat, drop it in the chat. Where could newbies like myself, where could we start reading more about this?
That part.
Yes, I love that comment. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, sir.
No, that's perfect actually. So I can make sure I can cut and paste that because I am curious. I just wanted to go back to horror geek. You've been on it. Said Victor fans are throwing a huge fit on Twitter now because his old lore is now not canon. He's not a magical herald in the old game. He was a man who replaced his body with machine to evolve further. So that is a pretty big leap. I can kind of understand why people would feel some kind of way about it.
They kind of kept that in the show where his body was, metal or whatever. But yeah, they did something else. Did anyone really think that he was I don't know, because we kept calling him Prophet, and in the show they kept calling him Herald.
Because it kept feeling like that, right? Like, because I mean, come on, like he had the robes and the hair and the beard and the mustache, the staff, he had the "You shall not pass" and the Jesus sandals. Like it's like, come on,
he had this.
Yeah, like
we lay hands on you.
My man's over here turning water to wine.
He did come through and tell Jason them, yes, you would let my people go.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. He's walking around with 2 tablets in his arms.
He had 3. He dropped one. He's like,
because he did have a third arm in his back at one point. Remember in his final form?
He did.
The third arm was strong back here.
Starter just said straight out, look, you can read the League of Legends lore directly from the League website. So that's the very direct approach. Thank you for that. I appreciate
not
that.
As interesting. I wish they had some books or some graphic novels or something, but I get it.
I bet they got some fan fiction or something going on with it. Go ahead.
Victor's final form, his final evolution, whatever he was, that looked like it walked straight out of Elden Ring. Like his final form was super dope. So if that ain't canon, it absolutely needed to be because that was dope.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
All that. Just to give everybody a heads up, we're getting close to the 15-minute mark. So right about 15 minutes, we're going to go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. But we are curious what you all are thinking. Let us know what kind of stood out for you in the show. Things you loved, things you hated, things that you have some expectations for, favorite characters.
Yeah, and my question, I want to know if it stuck the landing.
That's actually a good one.
Yeah, I want to know. The inquiring minds want to know because my opinion might not have.
What's your?
I told you it didn't stick the landing for me.
Yeah, and I said it took a half a step back.
And I said stuck the landing, but then knees buckled. They had
you had a wobble, drop it like it's. Yeah, you had a wobble. That's what I want to know. That's what I really want to know.
But it's still, even with us saying that, we're still adore and fawn over it.
Favorite anime series of all time. So that's why I'm like, even though it didn't stick the landing for me, it's still my favorite.
I would say if I were to rate this, I think season 1 was a 10 out of 10. I'm sure I could go back and nitpick and find some flaws, but I think season 1 was a 10 out of 10. Season 2, I absolutely loved it, but if I'm realistic, probably a 9 out of 10. It had some stuff, but not anything that completely took me out of it. Like I was still here for all of it. And I think part of it was I didn't know if I was going to like the ending of the last episode, but I think what sold me on the last episode was Ambessa. Ambessa went out like a G. Her fight with her and Mel, and she went out like a G, and even gave respect to her daughters. Like, I didn't think you had it in you, but you the wolf. Yeah, you the wolf. I see it. I thought you was the weak one. I thought your brother was him, but no, you are her.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Ambessa was a surprise. I don't even think we deserved it. It was so good. I need to know who that voice actress is too, because I need to follow what they're doing next, because that voice actor breathed life, like some surreal for real. Like, don't get me wrong, how Ambessa was animated, how she looked was awesome, but that voice actress did her thing.
I think it was both. Because her presence on the screen was also because of how she was drawn and how they animated. Yeah.
So I'm trying not to take anything away from anybody.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. Absolutely.
So her name is Ellen Thomas, and there's an audio book coming, I think next year, called Ambessa, Chosen of the Wolf, and she is narrating the audiobook. Yes.
Yes. See, now that's and you how you do that.
You know, you love an audiobook.
I do. I love me an audiobook. I be out there walking knee and chest.
Yes, you do. And actually, you gonna be out there with Ambessa like this.
Yeah.
And actually, next year they are releasing an actual book, a new book from the author C.L. Clark.
Okay.
That you get to learn all the Noxian warlord Ambessa Merdada's secrets. So they didn't say what the name of the book will be, but they leaning in. They know that we love the Ambessa. They leaning into that, and they should.
Yeah, that was awesome. Let me see. So we had some people that said 100% stuck the landing for me, but there's definitely room for improvement. Overall masterpiece. Season 1 was perfect. Season 2 was like an 8 out of 10. Manuel said of the last 3 episodes killed it for him. Let's see. Does the feeling of not sticking the landing make you less excited for future shows? Reasons by right? Absolutely not. You know, that's fine. I'm not finna say take this Bentley back just because it's got like a little nick in the paint. Yo, this joint is a Bugatti, like all the way through. And I'm all the way down. Even though for me, it may not have necessarily stuck the landing, it's still, I think both seasons are 10s. I think there's no fall off. It's just the nitpicks that I have are just, you know, small surface things that in the grand scheme of things don't matter for me. Good.
Oh, okay. I mean, for me, I think I had mentioned at the end of our last episode reaction was that even though I didn't feel like it stuck the landing, some part of that feeling could have been because I was sad that it was ending. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Part of that could have been like I felt like I like things tied up in a nice little bow.
Yes, you do.
I do. Yeah, and preferably light blue boxes. But no, so I just really, you know, I think that was for me. That's why. But like you said, still 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely. And I'm very excited for whatever they create.
Yeah, and I just think as a season, it wasn't 10 out of 10 for me because it's a almost impossible task. Where, you know, as much as I loved Avatar: Last Airbender, none of those seasons were 10s, but they were all, you know, 9s plus. I do think season 1 was 10 out of 10 for me, and this one, like I said, was 9 plus out of 10. Very small issues, and even though Act 3 had its issues, it was still great to me. And the thing about it is, if you look at any series in history, who has given everyone the closure, the ending that they wanted? Nobody. There's not a single show in the history of all shows that everyone went away and was like, that was perfection. Nobody. Because as many people loved it, somebody's like, yeah, that was terrible. That was awful. So it is what it is. They just had too much, I think, to wrap up in that last arc. And we could have used a few more shows or whatever. Or,
maybe 2 more episodes. Yeah, I say we could have used maybe 2 more.
We could have used a few more shows, but for what they did, what they put out there, I loved it, and I can't wait to see what they're doing next. I cannot wait.
Did you all know that Ambessa has a music video called Blood, Sweat, and Tears?
I did not know
sang
that.
by Cheryl Lee Ralph. Like, them 2 things right there. I wish I could play. We get hit with copyright, but so we can't play. But that's definitely gonna get some spin after we get done.
It's fantastic. As a matter of fact, I found out about this. I don't think it was prior to season 2, but I found out, I guess maybe last month. It might have been prior to season 2. I was under the impression that Cheryl Lee Ralph was doing the voice of Ambessa. I didn't realize at first that it was until I started listening to her, and I was like, oh, I know that, you know, Cheryl Lee Ralph can do that accent, but I was like, I don't think that's her. And I found out that it was Ellen Thomas, but I thought Cheryl Lee Ralph was doing, because I saw the video before I watch the season. So it's fantastic too.
Well, I know we've been fawning over Ambassador because she gave a legendary performance in every aspect of that character. If there was a one-off on another character, who would be tops on your list outside of our obvious, us talking about Ambassador? Who would you want to see a story on?
Echo.
He's
one of my other favorite characters. So absolutely, I need to know a lot more about him and his backstory.
Yeah,
I wholeheartedly agree. And the only reason I won't say male is because I think they're already going to do her.
Yeah,
I think they're already going to do her. So
yeah,
I just got done with finishing Penguin. And Penguin is amazing. The Penguin. It's a DC project, in case you didn't know, that delves into Batman's world. And they did some really cool things. They made the Penguin Tony Soprano in a lot of different ways, and it worked. I thought it was really dope. It's probably one of DC's best projects. I would love, low key, to see that energy kind of go into Victor before he dies, of how he brings up his empire and stuff, because there's some interesting, cool little quirky characters that are in that world. And Victor, obviously, not obviously, but has a lot of wisdom to the madness that's going down in the underground. So I think if I had like a wish list, seeing Victor kind of done like how they did the Penguin, I think would be kind of dope.
Oh, I'm having a hard time seeing that, just because, and I understand exactly what you're saying, but I'm having a hard time seeing that. I think something like that, like the way you're saying it, and maybe it's just because it's bad guy on bad guy. If they did a show like that where they gave us really Silco, how the break between him and Vander, and how he became basically the
I meant to say with Silco, not Victor. I'm sorry. I got the people mixed up.
Okay.
That's what I meant to say with Silco. I'm sorry.
No wonder. Rekkai was like, what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That big long diatribe that I just said.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
can you get a cake back?
I need to borrow Echo's machine and be like, give me that minute back.
4 seconds.
We can't go but 4 seconds.
Yeah, you got 4 seconds. You don't got no minute.
Look, then your eyeballs are gonna have to pop out because I'm going further than 4.
No Childish Gambino, homie. We ain't Childish Gambino.
I was wondering why everybody's looking at me kind of funny. I can see even the comment section looking like,
I was like,
this dude
I don't know what you're talking about.
I meant to say Silco.
There you go.
The gangster, Silco the gangster, not Victor.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's
then
right.
Yes, then I agree with you then.
Yes.
I agree. I was like Victor. I was like, okay, the Herald kind of, where they're going into, maybe that'll work. Passions of the Christ type thing.
I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's what I was on. I know.
Oh my God, I feel stupid. All them Zonians look alike.
Hey,
it's not wrong if they're fictional characters.
He done bumped his whole head. I don't know what he doing over here.
You know how them Zonians be.
The dude with one eye.
We cutting your mic.
I'm kidding.
We cutting your mic. What is happening?
I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, I'm the only one sitting over here drinking.
Victor Soprano. Yeah, I absolutely. Yeah, my bad. That's awful. Take backsies. So listen, we are getting closer to the 5-minute drill. Thank you all, first off, for everybody that took the time to hang out with us. We, in this 5 minutes where I do this like quick little diatribe, you have some quick questions that you want to drop. We'll address them real quick. I want everybody to do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, it's your first time hanging out with us, you should head over to Rekkai's channel. And hit that subscription button. As you can see, Rekkai brings a lot of fun to the conversation. He also has a Patreon as well, where you can even get an even deeper understanding of this brother. Head over there, hit that subscription button, come back. But head on over there and at least hit that subscription button and show the brother some love. Mikel-Claire, matter of fact, take over this for a second. I'm gonna grab your pen.
Do you know where it is?
I'll find it.
I was like, do you know where it is?
We need the button. We got a hold on, maybe I'll wait till he comes back. We need the button.
I really want to see this video though. I want to see this ambassador video. That's what I'm like.
Like as soon as it's streamed off, you're like,
pull that video out. Over. As soon as it's over, I am going to.
It's actually really good. Like it's kind of like I heard Shirley Ralph talk about it, and she said she loved doing this. Like she connected with Ambessa. She's like, wow. She's like, it made her watch the show. She's like, I love her.
I
Like,
cannot wait.
Shirley Ralph said, yeah, I'm gonna watch this show.
How do I do this, Papa? Hold on here.
What are you doing?
Super chat.
Oh,
bum, bum, bum.
hey! First off, you get some of that.
Yes, Daniel Inoa.
Hey, did your camera went off?
Oh no! Oh, hold on for a second. Let me grab that.
Sorry
Black
about
gonna play. Black gonna play.
Black on the play.
We'll be back. We'll be back. Oh my gosh.
Woo.
We're coming back. There we go. We're back. We're
back, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, hold on. There we go. Hey, thank you, Daniel.
I cried laughing when Rekkai said first Pac, then Nipsey, and now I did too. I can't. And then they poured some out. Don't forget that. They poured it out.
They poured some out.
Then they
Don't
poured
worry.
it
And
out.
then I had to clean my damn floor. I was like, damn it, what am I doing?
Bessie don't like a messy house.
Bessie be like, if I get about this throne, it's gonna be trouble.
She's like, I keep my body clean. You better keep that house clean. Okay, wait. I'm sorry. That just tickled me to no end.
Oh my gosh. Listen, to go back to what I was saying. First off, thank you so much, Daniel, for the generous super chat. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, this dude is a clown. Like, and I mean that in a good way. Head over to his YouTube channel so you can see much more of that same kind of energy. What was you about to say?
Oh, nothing. I was over here bumping.
Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. Yo, I wish we could say a couple of more things off of that, but we'll be here all night. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. So Mikel-Claire is an artiste.
Oh, sorry, that just made me laugh.
She was inspired by the very first season and dropped this bit of a gem on us real quick.
Yes, I did. This was my inspired by the first season of Arcane. And so we have my two favorite characters of all time. You see Jinx over here. Mm-hmm. We got Echo, Jinx and Echo. See, look, the face recognition is serious over here.
Yeah, no, it'll blur us out.
Yeah, it blurs us out because it's recognizing their faces. Anyway, if you'd like more information, you can contact me on my website, artbymikelclaire.com.
There we go.
There will be a link, or actually I can post it in the comment section.
Right
So if you're interested, let me know. I also have a lot of different art on there as well from different inspirations, so that would be awesome. And I will be actually coming up with a new piece for season 2. I'm not exactly sure what aspect of it yet, but I'm super excited. I've been to Michael's to get some canvases and I'm ready to go.
Mikel-Claire.
I'm ready to go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm proud of you. I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Like in the
in the thumbnail, right? Be like, yeah. Let's see. Maybe we can knock out maybe one more question before we roll out.
Absolutely.
Let me see. You will need an explanation for that video, though. We might actually may even do a reaction to it. Not tonight, because we about to partake in some more libations. To celebrate the finale of Arcane.
That might make it even better.
I know. We'd be like, wait, then we have some cosplay going on. We have all kinds of stuff happening.
Let's see. Here's a quick question that said, I'd like to.
He's like, what? I didn't know. I didn't turn on this PG rated OnlyFans. What the hell's going on?
Hey, look, you throw that Ambessa gear on. I'll be like, yes, ma'am. Hey, listen. So it says, I'd like to know what Heimerdinger saw all those centuries ago. Because that flashback he had in season 1 looked very similar to the Victor-Apocalypse of season 2. Yeah. Once again, I feel there was a bit of a waste of Heimerdinger. Just a teeny bit of it. So we'll see who comes in. But he's too bankable of a character for them to ignore completely. I have no doubt.
That part.
I'll be back.
That part.
All right. You got any closing thoughts for Kai before we out this bad boy?
Yeah, just DD Create says, what's your fave lines from the show? If you happen to come by my YouTube or my Patreon and see some of my deep dives, I delve into that kind of heavily in this season. Like, I know one, I can give it to you. I forget which one of those. It's episode 7. When that drops, either tomorrow or Thursday, episode 7. Vander says to Powder, in order to move forward, you have to, or Echo says it, in order to move forward, you have to leave some things behind. And I just thought that was powerful. Even the episode before that, after your boy had, after Jace had killed Victor in his, spirit form, says something now like he saw it. He saw about the fallacy of man and how we are crippled by our emotions and things like that. We weren't really to do what needed to be done. And he said something about flawless, exquisite chaos. I was like, that is dope right there. So there's a lot of stuff that I cover like that in my deep dive. So
dang.
I think you just took mine.
Oh,
he was doing so much over here. I think the first one you said was the first one you said in order to move forward. Yeah, you have to leave something behind. Did you say that? Okay, yeah. That was one of my favorites because I feel like it's so true.
Dang.
So true.
I can't think of anything off of my little goldfish brain isn't bringing up anything. And it was crazy is I was looking for my notes because I actually wrote some down, but I can't.
What
pull
about
them up
that one
quick.
right there that Daniel said?
Which one said, favorite line, I salute you, Ambessa. For one without the gift, you were quite a thorn. Yes, that was actually one that I did write down. And you had actually said it out loud, Rekkai, when we were watching it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is a bar. Because that is true. Like she came in, she was like, I got these muscles.
Yeah, she's like, I'm built different
this
regardless.
Attitude and a couple of these runes. And I'll give you these beats.
She's like, I ain't got no roses. These thorns are coming through.
Yeah, hey, thank you, Daniel. Because you saw me over here drowning. I'm like, what was the quote? Help me, I'm drowning. Okay. Thank you all so much. It is on the hour, man. Yeah, an hour and 33. This was great. This was a fun 90 minutes. We love doing these lives. Thank you, Mikel-Claire, as always, being the best co-host of all time. I'm very biased. Sorry, Rekkai, but
I'll take it.
I'm very biased. No, I'm kidding, Rekkai. You are absolutely my number one.
It's okay.
It's never a loss.
Yeah. Do the last one. Yeah. Make sure they get. No. Right there. Yeah. So they make sure we get.
What is Rekkai YouTube channel again? Can't find it. Oh, it's not in the. Oh shoot, maybe it's not in the description. Thank you for telling me, and I'll put it in the description.
We just dropped it in the chat.
Oh, you just put it in there?
Yep.
Beautiful. There we go. It is in the chat, and for those that are watching the restream, it should be up by now. By the time you're watching this.
The only thing I just want to say thank you for everyone who joined us on this journey because it has been absolutely epic. So just thank you for participating, crying, laughing, enjoying the journey with us, for understanding our what do you always say? Things we may be scratching our head about, things that we got right, things that we got wrong. So thank you. That's how you sound. Thank you for joining us on this journey because it's been absolutely amazing. So I'm just very grateful and can't wait to see what you join us on for the next series.
Rekkai, you already know I want your spill. You'll know your thing.
Actually, I'm gonna echo. See what I did there? Echo. I'm gonna echo what MC just said. Thank you to both of you for allowing me to piggyback and be the third man in you because both of you reacted to season 1. And I wasn't around then, so thank you for allowing me to jump in with you and react to this. So thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, I do one quick question. Manuel asked, what are you guys reacting to next? Our big one that we're doing is Dune Prophecies. So if you're a Dune fan, it's a little, it's a little higher brow sci-fi, but it's still good if you're a fan of
we
of
dropped
the movies.
episode 1 last week. Episode 2
will be out tomorrow. 2 will be out tomorrow. And it'll be week to week. Hey man, I ain't getting no thank you, chef. I'm still no.
Oh, I guess we are closing this thing down.
Man, like, come on, man. That's like being a kid and not getting the bedtime story before you get waiting to get tucked in. Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay,
you know what? And now I don't know. I'm off. See, and I am. Listen,
He's like, well,
So,
I feel like I gotta do something with my hands.
Y'all know what my day is like every day. So my kids are off from school. I ain't got to drive nowhere. I got some libations over here. I'm feeling real good right now. I don't even think I said hello, governor, when we started.
No, man. I was like,
that shows you how off I am.
I'm like, did we even get it?
Hello.
Jump right in. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we did or not. Anyway, thank you to both of you. I love both of y'all so much. Y'all my extended family, and the good kind of family, not the Victor and the Penguin type family. Don't do that.
Oh God, I'm still hurt.
Yeah, traumatized.
Not the potato salad with raisins kind of family. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, y'all definitely sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, macaroni and cheese. Y'all all right with me? Country ham. Yeah, y'all all right with me. But thank y'all for allowing me to jump in with you, and anytime, I'm at your service. So, whenever you guys are watching whatever, use this right here, but make sure that you always use this right here. Thank you, chefs.
Thank you, chef.
Everything
is right. Everything is right.
Like it is right.
Yeah.
Wait, this is Manuel Martindale said, did he ever get the timing for the Netflix on time? You know how we said, thank you, Netflix.
I did once. You would think I was drinking all them times too. I did once, and then I got close one time. I just
yo, that's funny.
I just thought that just tickled me. That tickled me. Sometimes we don't get it.
No, I'm not supposed to get it though. That is their thing. They are instinct. They said that as one. I'm the interloper. I was like, thank. I was like, okay, Netflix. Because see, when he and I do it, it was like, oh, we have the dooms. We've
achieved the dooms. Yeah. Everybody got that thing. Listen. Oh my God, we over here. Look, I know they like, well, y'all wrap this thing up. Thank y'all so much. Check out the channel. Thank y'all for your time, and we will catch you on the next episode. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace.
I'm just over here grinning like a damn Cheshire cat. Like,